welcome to LCS Talks. My name is Kevin Merchandani, and I am the Director of Instruction for K-12. This is a special podcast episode brought to you from our head office here during the summertime, and we are so excited to have Camp LCS sharing here. Yeah, we've got Bravo and Sarge.
Heyo.
Yeah, we've got Mr. Davis, Mr. Friesen. You have multiple names. I mean, I call you Cody and Regan. You might hear 3 different names come alive in this episode here, but you wear multiple hats, which is pretty unreal. And we have a panel of students here that we're really excited to chat with. But Cody and Regan, Sarge Bravo. No, Bravo Sarge. There you go. Yeah. Cody is
we'll
Bravo.
to anything. Yeah.
And Regan is Sarge. Tell us a little bit about camp and why, as a K-12 Christian school with these core values of connect, thrive, equip, we would offer camp to our families in this community at large. Help us to understand what you're doing at camp and why it's so important to our school's identity.
Thanks, Kevin, for having us. We are excited to share Camp LCS. This is year 4.
Year
which
4.
Is amazing
It is.
to say. And God has been so much a part of everything we do.
Yeah,
and
so faithful.
First and foremost, just wanted to just acknowledge his guidance in this program and what he's been doing, and the leaders that he's brought to camp. So with that, there's just been so many mentorship and leadership opportunities. So we've got leaders in training, we've got junior staff, senior staff, and that's going to be represented here with our podcast, from grade 6 all the way up to university. So the mentorship opportunities that happen for young people to build into one another. And what's been cool is that actually carries through into the school year.
Oh, yeah.
And we see kind of these grade lines blurred in the summer, and then during the school year they see each other, and it's awesome.
It's so sweet.
Those just continue those friendships. So Bravo, connect. How do we make connect happen here?
Yeah,
at
Kevin, you're
Camp
talking
LCS?
about the core pillars of LCS, and Camp LCS is so much ingrained into the LCS identity. And looking at that connect piece, like when we started this 4 years ago, that was a huge part of what we wanted to do with myself and Sarge, of just the community of Camp LCS is like anything. It's like unlike anything else. It is remarkable how our leaders just ooze the love of Jesus in such tangible ways with these campers. Like we get comments time and time again from parents about, where do you find these leaders? Where are these people? Like they're incredible because of their heart, first and foremost, for the Lord, that just bleeds into how they love campers. It is incredible. Just walking the hallways, seeing them high five a kid, look them in the eyes, say, welcome to camp. And the campers light up saying, wow, somebody loves me here. So connection is huge. We really emphasize that with our training, with our senior staff specifically when we go away, about what it means to make someone feel loved, feel a part of something, feel belonged. And the part of the magic of camp, you mentioned the many hats we wear. Camp names is what creates Camp LCS, like this Disneyland environment. I love being called Bravo because when a kid says Bravo, I automatically know that we are in camp mode. And hearing people shout across the field, yo, confetti, has anybody seen Frosty? Where's Meat Breath? Just some hilarious names. They add this level of, I can have fun here. I can be myself here. And that's what camp names does. It's a simple thing of just acknowledging, oh, what's up, bro chacho? Hey, popsicle. It makes campers have fun at camp. It makes them connect to their leaders in a different and more intentional level. And we talked about the power of the high five. The power of the high five is huge. Like that is how you greet at camp. And we want to emphasize just like an environment that is like safe, that is fun, that has God's love, everything that we do. And that's what a high five does. It's so easy just to acknowledge someone, say, hey, you belong here, by a simple high five. We do it in chapels. When you walk through the doors in your cabins, just anytime, like hey, that's a cool craft, high five. Man, you rocked that water slide, high five. It is just a powerful connection piece that we are intentional with. It's just such a simple gesture with that. And I think the ratios of Camp LCS, like that is incredible.
We have
like
a
the
3-to-1
it's
leader
insane.
to camper ratio,
Like,
and it's shows kind of how people feel connected and part of this community. They just want to keep volunteering or keep coming back.
Yeah.
is what we're doing.
And like both Sarge and I have done camp ministry before this too. And that's one of the things that we came to Camp LCS with was like, we need to have this leader ratio that is unmatched because having like a 3-to-1, a 2-to-1 even with campers is unheard of in most day camps or ministry camp programs. But we have a desire in the high school and the middle school of leaders and students that are hungry to serve, to impact the lower generation, like the K-5 kids, and seeing that ratio play out at Camp LCS is really what makes this place pop.
Love it. And it's been amazing to see our leaders thrive as the next core value in this Camp LCS environment that Bravo so beautifully articulated. And they're able to use their gifts, like God-given gifts we see on full display in these 3 weeks of the summer.
100%.
And for me, as I wear a different hat during the school year as a grade 8 homeroom teacher, I now get to see my students kind of move into high school and then they come back in the summer and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is amazing. Look what God's been doing in your life, and just empower and encourage and build them up and call them into who he's calling them to be. So that's been pretty special. Whether it's in chapel, we've got Project Adventure, we've got arts and crafts, extreme sports, wide games, campfire, Bible Mania. There's literally something for everyone, leader or camper, to use their God-given gifts. And that is thriving to me.
Oh, we love that.
You've done a lot of work even in that equipping phase this year. Like year after year, we've been talking about how there's more of an equipping of developing leaders, developing a mentorship and additional structures that allow kids to live into who we are as a Christian school. So Cody, tell us a little about that.
Like the equipping part. So we take staff training like really seriously. We want to impart in our staff this ingrained Camp LCS language that they just know it. They can live it out. And last year was our first time we took our senior staff away for a weekend. We went to Camp Tulahead up in Princeton for a weekend where there was no self-service. We were unplugged for the full weekend to just immerse ourselves in not just learning the ins and outs of like policy and staff manual, but to be connected together as a team and to center ourselves around the Lord. Like taking time for intentional worship and prayer and seeking the Lord first in all things. Like that has been such a huge part of that. And like Confetti can talk about just how much the staff training weekends are important and how much fun they've been. I'll put you on the spot right now, but like what has those training weekends done for you? What do you love about them?
Well, it's kind of nice because it's in like the end of the school year. And so it can be busy and like overwhelming and everything's coming to an end. And it's just like camp feels so far still. And I just think that like it's a good time to just like get to know the staff. Cause I would say like most jobs, you don't like know your staff. Like you don't know the person who works at the till next to you. It's like you really get to know each other and it's like our relationships are centered on the Lord, which is like super cool. And I really value the time that Bravo and Sarge take to make sure that this team is the best it can be. And, just that the Lord is just speaking through us. And I just think that it's really cool. And we get to pray about the campers and about camp. And it's just a time to just like sit and pause and just, be together as a staff. And it's really cool.
Yeah. So we started that 2 years ago and that's been a staple that people love. And then we have our junior staff. We have a training day afternoon with them that Bro Chacho was part of this year, where we get our senior staff. They come in and help train up our next generation of junior staff. So those are grade 8 and 9, some high school students for that. And then this year we started our LIT program, which is for grade 6 and 7s that Popsicle got to be part of, which is a 2-week intensive where they have 1 week of training, what it means to be a leader, drilling that in. They get to watch, kind of serve behind the scenes. And then they get to then go into a cabin the following week to put what they learned to the test. And that equipping is so part of everything we do. We have morning staff meetings. We have end of day wrap-ups. We do shout-outs. We do check-ins as much as we can. Our worship. We are doing everything to center ourselves around the Lord. And it comes down to the equipping piece is like our mission of what we do. Why do we do? Camp LCS exists to provide a safe and fun environment where campers can experience God's love. Another key part of our mission vision is the real aspect, in a real way, through like real relationships that are founded in real love that then feed into real life. That's how we're equipping our staff and our campers to just thrive here at Camp LCS.
That is awesome. What a great way to launch into a conversation about camp. I'm going to introduce the panel here. Actually, you know what? I'll have each of you introduce yourselves, and we're going to get a bit of a feel of what's been happening here while the majority of the teachers have left.
Yep.
And the families have gone home, but they've for some reason wanted to come back. And so, why don't we introduce our panel? We'll go around. Ryan, why don't we start with you, and then we'll get to know who you are, and we'll hear a little bit more about Camp LCS. Ryan.
All right, I'm Ryan. I'm going into grade 9. My camp name is Brochacho, and I've been cabin 5 this week. And yeah.
Awesome, Ryan. Over to Kaylee.
My name's Kaylee. I'm going into grade 7, and my camp name's Popsicle, and I'm in cabin 1 this week.
Thanks, Kaylee. And Vienna.
My name is Vienna. My camp name is Confetti, and I'm cabin leading cabin 9 this week. And yeah, this is my 4th year at camp, and it's been amazing, and I keep coming back for more. It's awesome.
Yeah, you
I
do.
love it.
That's
Going
pretty
into
sweet.
grade 12.
Oh yeah,
Going
sorry,
to
going
grade
into grade
12. Yeah, so
Um,
we've got Kaylee going to grade 7. Ryan, you're going into grade 9. Okay, and Vienna's going to grade 12. Yeah, pretty awesome. So tell us what's been happening at camp. You've been here. We're 10 days in. It's right now when we're recording, it's July 11th. You're 2/3 through a busy couple weeks leading up to camp, and then diving into camp. Give us the story of what's been unfolding over the last 2 weeks for each of you. Vienna, you want to go first?
Sure. I just love chapel. It's my favorite, and we do so much of it, and I just love it, and the kids love it. I love chapel.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And I love the worship. I love hearing all of the campers around me singing their hearts out, and I just love it. And it's awesome to see the growth. Like, some of these campers aren't coming from Christian homes, and it's just cool to like see them sing about the Lord. And like, some of them probably don't even know what they're singing about, but it's just like, but like one day they'll understand. One day they'll look back and they'll see that this was where their life was changed, or whatever, where they grew in their faith. And I just think that it's really cool that we take the time and we are intentional with the campers and with the Lord. And yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so that's chapel every day. It starts at 9:15.
So we have morning chapel and end of day chapel.
That's right, okay.
Which is that's how we want to start our day, right?
Yeah.
With Jesus, singing about him, songs to God, for God,
and about God.
Love
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
We've got all these things we say, and it's again, these truths, right? These biblical truths that just get ingrained, and you're singing it all summer, right? And then we send out our videos, we send out a Spotify playlist.
Yep.
So the songs, the worship can just keep going throughout the summer, and it's amazing to see kids and our leaders, right, worshiping God in just its truest form. So it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a party.
Vienna, tell us about some of the roles you've had over the last 4 years that you've served.
So when I first started at Camp LCS, I think I was going into grade 9 or something, but it was our first year of Camp LCS, and I really wanted to volunteer. And so I did 1 week, and I was just like the volunteer. I was sort of a junior staff. It was, the roles have changed
It was a junior-ish
over
thing.
the years. Yeah, junior-ish thing. And so I was with a cabin. I was with kids, and it was awesome. It was amazing. And then I ended up coming back for a few more days after. I was only intending to do 1 week. And then,
It happens
of course,
a lot.
It does.
Bravo made me come back week C, and it was so fun. And then second year, I was also junior staff. I did the first 2 weeks, A and B, junior leader. So fun. Love being with the kids. And then third year, I was hired as senior staff, and it was so fun. I got to like take on the role and the responsibility that I'd been dreaming about since the first year. My goal was always to be senior staff. That was my goal. I wanted to be in charge. I wanted to, just like be intentional with the campers, and I'm back again for year 4, and I'm senior staff, and it's awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, Vienna. Ryan, give us a little bit of a window into Camp LCS from your perspective. What's been happening the last 2 weeks at camp?
Yeah, so I've loved seeing all the relationships between the leaders and campers, like building, like through chapel, through everything we do at camp. And yeah, I love like even the relationships between other campers, because like they don't even know these people. Like they're just like building new friends along the way.
Yeah, that must be really interesting, right? You walk through these doors, you see all these bubbles, you see excited hands and people cheering for you. You must feel like a celebrity walking in if you're a camper,
yeah.
I'm sure, right? Yeah. What does it look like to build relationships over the last 2 weeks, Ryan? What stands out to you as some new people you've gotten to know, or is there anything that's kind of changed in terms of how you build some connections with students coming into camp or some of the other leaders?
Yeah, so like also like in chapel, yeah, build like all of the dancing and like actions to the music that has like connected me with some campers, and then also like during like extreme sports or like stuff, just like passing them the ball or something,
Yeah.
and like piggybacking them from place to place.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I look back at my camp times and I can still remember my first camp leader. His name was Jesse. I probably could remember his last name too, right? Camp leaders have a huge impact. They just shape the way that we start to think about the world. And so, yeah, the three of you are playing really important roles that kids are going to look back and they're going to remember for a long period of time in their lives about where God may have even worked. And you're a part of the work that's actually going on in their lives to form them and help them to grow and develop. So yeah, thanks for sharing
I
that.
think
Ryan.
like Ryan is selling himself short a little bit right
Yeah.
now. Like this is second year as a junior, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Or Brochacho. And what's something that stand out this week is Brochacho has been hanging out with some campers that need some extra love, and he is taking them for walks. He is sitting on the sides with campers that are having a rough day, and the dude is just being with them. And we don't have solutions. We're not miracle workers, but one thing that we really appreciate about the way that Brochacho has like watched his seniors do this, and he is taking this on himself, is just that intentional piece of campers having a rough time. He just pulls them aside. He is a well sought after junior staff that when his name is called during cabin assignments, seniors are pumped because Brochacho like works hard and he just loves the campers really, really well.
Yeah.
So just got to add that in there about what else is going on this week.
Yeah, and I mean, bravo, Sarge. You're seeing a really interesting perspective of some of these students. I don't know if, Sarge, if you would have actually taught Ryan at all, but I'm sure you're probably seeing different aspects of his giftings come alive. What have you noticed?
Yeah, so I had the opportunity of teaching Brochacho this year in grade 8 and then coaching him basketball.
Okay.
Get it.
Which is amazing to have that during the school year. And then now to see him in this camp environment where his name, Brochacho, is like Bravo said, infamous almost, right? Like everyone knows that name. It's unique, right?
Yeah.
But it's the way he makes campers feel. They feel safe. They're able to have fun. They're actually able to experience God's love through those interactions with him, which is amazing. And Brochacho is one of 48 junior staff that volunteer here at Camp LCS this summer. So over the 3 weeks, we have 48 junior staff that are serving 1, 2, or 3 weeks in the summer. Yeah. And that's not just a number. That is Brochacho, right? This person who cares for each camper. Mm-hmm. So I love that.
Awesome. Great perspective. And thank you for helping us to see Brochacho in a different light.
For sure.
Yeah. Kaylee, over to you.
So this past week, I've been in training and like learning how to like serve to younger kids and how to like treat them like with a purpose. And so, yeah, and then this week I got to be in a cabin, so that's been fun. And I really think that the leaders here, they're like, what they do here really makes an impact because they're all very like excited. And like when they're excited, everyone else gets excited, and like everyone's all excited and happy. And it just makes the vibe really good and really fun to be in.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's awesome. Kaylee, maybe we'll start with you here. What are some stories that come to mind over the last 2 weeks that's been really important to you that you got to experience? Maybe things that God's been doing in your own life, or what have you seen? What stories come to mind about, what you're loving about what camp's been like for you?
One thing I really love is like how I get to like help campers, and then they like build me up. Like even though we're supposed to like help them be happy and like so excited and feel loved, they also make like a big impact at camp. And so last week when I was in training, and then this week I got to be, like I said, in a cabin, and I saw this girl, and she came up to me, and we hung out for a few days, and then she started writing me letters saying that I love you, and then when we were in a lineup, she just like looked at me and said I love you, and so that really felt really good, and yeah.
Awesome, Kaylee. Thanks for sharing that. Just an amazing picture of the love that children have when they've been seen, they've been noticed, and someone cares for them. So yeah, it's just awesome to hear how you're a part of kids being seen and known and being loved here during the last 2 weeks at camp.
Can I jump in a question for Popsicle?
Yeah, for sure.
Because Popsicle, you were a camper for how many
Yes.
summers?
For like 4 ever since.
So for the last 3 summers, and this is your first year, because you couldn't be a camper this year, so you got to be an LIT.
Yeah.
Why did you want to be an LIT?
Honestly, it just really looked fun, and I also wanted to help a lot, like all the kids, and to grow in their faith, and to still have fun while doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we love that. We love seeing campers that have been part of the original days, like when Confetti was here with our very small team, and now seeing campers come through the ranks of, wow, I want to be a leader now. That gets us fired up.
Yeah.
And to see our high school students like Confetti, who is going to grade 12 this next year, when they come down to the elementary school, kids light up. They get excited. They'll hear like, hey, Confetti, through the hallways or whatever. And it's just contagious to see the leadership that continues throughout the entire year. Like, what a sweet aspect of like the Camp LCS family. That's not just the 3 weeks. It's the entire year is camp in my brain, at least sometimes.
Totally. And yeah, we've got Kaylee, which I love that I get to call you Popsicle now.
Oh, so
camper
good.
into leader, is one of 51 leaders in training that we've had this summer at Camp LCS. So over the 3 weeks, these are grade 6 and 7 students. 51 of them are saying yes to volunteering, saying yes to God and the call they're putting on them lives to be young leaders here at LCS, which will be our future leaders going forward, not just here at LCS, but right in the world.
Yeah, definitely. This is where it starts. Leaders are developed, and they get to go out into the world to serve.
You bet.
Starting with the serving here. Yeah. Ryan, what stories come to mind for you?
Yeah. So this past Wednesday, all of our leaders in the cabins, we all got together and shared like a low point, a high point, and a turning point in our lives, and just like listening to that, just like how we connecting with all the leaders, and like we can just be able to like help them and like wherever they need.
Yeah, awesome. When you think of the last couple years in camp, how have you seen camp change? This is your second year serving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's been kind of the biggest change that you've seen from last year to this year?
Probably the biggest change is like, our leader ratio. It's like 3 to 1 is crazy.
Yeah.
Like for every 3 campers, we have a leader that can like help them wherever they need.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And a big part of how growth takes place, right? The more and more that we're developing and raising leaders, the more that we're going to continue to multiply our efforts and our time as an organization. So, yeah, thanks for sharing, Ryan. Vienna, over to you. Any stories come to mind?
Yeah, last week, as we've been reading this book, Little Pilgrim's Big Journey, it's cool. It's like a storybook, but it's so like rich in the biblical truths, and it's just really cool to like journey or like be with these kids on this journey of like reading the book. And I had a camper come up to me last week, and she was like, Confetti, what's a burden? And so I got to explain to her what a burden was and how you have to go to the Lord to release your burden. And as Christians, we're all going to go through hard times, and we're all going to have burdens. And I just think it's like a really good reminder, like for me, that like I can't do it on my own. Like, it's like I need to go to the Lord. And especially as a camp leader, like, I'm serving others. Like, it's like I need to go to the Lord to start my day. And it's really important. And it's something that I hold high. It's one of my values. And I just think that it's really cool that I get to explain it to campers, and they're going to grow up and they're going to learn about it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Why should families send their kids to camp? What would you, the three of you, say about how important this is, that our community gets to hear and experience and be a part of camp? What would your sales pitch be to these families listening in today?
I just think that, like, if you're a camp, or like if you're an LCS family, why you would send your kid to camp is it's such a cool experience. But it's like we go to a Christian school and we get this Christian education, and I just think that, like, camp really, like, digs deeper in that. Like, we have chapels on Fridays and stuff, but it's like camp is gonna, like, bleed into the school year, and you're gonna see the impacts in the grades at the elementary school and in the middle school and in the high school, and it's gonna be it's such a cool thing to see. But if you're not a LCS family, like, just to know the Lord, to come to have the best summer ever, but just to really know the Lord and to see what he's doing amazing things here. So yeah.
Awesome. Kaylee, what do you think? What's your sales pitch?
Probably like having a great, like, for people who go to LCS, like she said, for them to have an experience, even though it's in the summer, they don't have to do schoolwork, and, like, they don't have to do an assignment or have a test on, like, Bible or stuff, but instead they get to, like, still do the Bible, but in, like, a fun way and in a fun environment, in a Christian environment. And for those who maybe aren't Christians yet, for them to come and get to just experience, like, God's love, and, like, with the leaders around them showing love to them, and to treat them like they are, like, one in, like, God's kingdom and stuff.
Awesome. Thanks for that deeper invitation into this community, Vienna and Kaylee. How about you, Ryan? Anything to add?
Oh yeah. So, like, probably, like, going to LCS camp, it, like, you can make so many new friends, and, like, again, yeah, you can learn all about Jesus, like, even if you're not a Christian, and, like, it just, like, digs deeper into your faith.
Awesome. Yeah, kind of the last question really is, what has impacted your faith? Ryan, maybe we'll go back to you here. What's one thing where you'd see, your faith has really grown the last 2 weeks or over the last couple of years that you've been involved at Camp LCS?
Yeah, just, like, being able to, like, help these little kids to, like, just, like, know Jesus, like, being able to teach them everything, and all the stories just has big impact on my faith.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, how about you?
I love serving. It is something that I just love. And I used to be really timid. My faith was scary, like, in elementary school. And when I moved to LCS in grade 6, I started to get more comfortable with it. And I started to kind of, like, find why I'm here, my purpose. And I just think that as a volunteer at camp, I'm working my way up to being more bold in my faith, and I just think it's really cool to be with a community that knows and loves the Lord, and they build me up and they help me when I need help, and it's just like a learning experience for me to teach these kids the gospel, and I just think that that's really cool. And I've learned more about myself as I learn more about the campers, and it's just like this, I give to them and they give back to me, and it's really cool.
Thanks, Vienna.
Yeah, being in the high school, I get to see mainly Vienna out of these three, use what has happened at Camp LCS actually into her everyday life. Like this past year, Vienna served on like the prayer team in chapel. She was on the chapel leadership team. She was part of the musical. She's doing so many things that is so others focused and serving focused, and seeing her faith grow where she's leading Bible studies with her friends on throughout the campus. And yes, Camp LCS has influenced them, but it's also been like a springboard for Confetti's faith to grow and to flourish, to have a place where you can be risky, where you can try new things. And I love how our seniors, which we got like 22 paid staff this year, which is pretty big for any camp ministry to have 22 offered paid positions for their entire time at camp. And those are all high school. We have a couple university students that are part of this incredible senior staff. But watching these seniors take what they know at camp and apply it to high school life, incredible. It has been I think it's been a culture changer in how we talk about the Lord, serve the Lord, have fun together as a school, but as Vienna has talked about, like diligently seeking after him. Pretty sweet.
That is awesome. Kaylee, what's been impacting your faith?
Probably just like looking around in chapel and seeing all the leaders and seeing how they all do the actions and like set really like good examples, and then everyone just copies that, and then now getting to be like a junior. It's been really awesome to like now help kids and help my faith also by doing like all the songs and getting to like go up on stage sometimes, and like everyone wants to do that because they all want to like have a turn, but also it's like it's a moment that like you won't really ever forget. And
yeah, well, I think camp sometimes brings out those moments of, all right, can I do this? This is a little bit uncomfortable and awkward. And so I really am just delighted to hear, and it just brings so much joy that some of the discomforts that camp can bring have really helped you develop a bold and courageous faith. And you're stepping into stage kind of work, you're stepping into relationships with students and kids' lives and interacting with families. And so just really grateful for the opportunity to connect with each of you. And this is such an amazing part of Langley Christian's story, the last number of years, our identity, and the work that we continue to do to help kids and families thrive with faith and purpose. So grateful to each of you. Sarge, you got one more thought?
Yeah. First off, I'm just so thankful for the three of you sharing your stories and what God's been doing in your life. And I just see so much joy in you this summer. That's cool to see what God's been doing in your lives. And you are a representation, an amazing representation of we've had 126 leaders this summer. And so the 3-to-1 ratio with that is we've had 375 campers over these 3 weeks. 73% LCS and then 27% non-LCS. So I love that we get to provide a place for families that aren't part of our community yet. I say yet because we've actually had quite a few families now join
Which
LCS
is pretty cool.
during the year.
Pretty sweet.
Because of their experience, how they've felt seen and loved at Camp LCS, and be like, I want my family to be part of that. I want my child to have those leadership opportunities. So please, if you have not signed up for Camp LCS, join us next summer. We would love to have you.
Year 5 is coming.
Year 5 is going to be the best.
It's going to be big.
Summer ever.
Awesome. And we invite our families to check out our website, follow us on social media, explore stories of impact and change. And really grateful to our listeners for tuning in. Thank you to each of the three of you for your voices, for what you've shared, how you've served, and really grateful for this conversation. We'd like to thank our listeners for tuning in. You can find us at langleychristian.com, or you can reach us at podcast@langleychristian.com, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.